So at the end of last year, I promised I would get more content out, and Valorant is making that easier. They are releasing a new updated version of Breeze, which I'm going to cover in a video soon, but this is about the new gun, the Bandit. It is a new pistol. It fits somewhere roughly in between the Ghost and the Sheriff. It's going to cost 100 more credits than the Ghost, and that's going to change a lot of the breakpoints for util purchase on round 1. That's what I'm going to talk about in the second half, going over each agent. First, the main thing to note is the headshot damage is going to be the main thing. It's going to be very punishing with a good player. So 152 damage to the head if you're within 10 meters of someone, and 128 if you're within 30 meters. So it's going to change the breakpoint of 105 damage on the Ghost. So if you are playing against someone who buys light armor, you will still be able to one-tap them in the head. So this next section, I'm going to go over each of the agents and let you know what's happening. There are 4 agents where it doesn't change anything at all, so it makes those agents quite strong with the Bandit, and there are 2 agents that it punishes them quite a lot, as you're not able to buy any util if you buy the Bandit round 1. So let's just start getting through it. So with Astra, each star is 150. It actually doesn't show it here, but each star is 150. So with the Ghost, you'll be able to buy 2. With the Bandit, you'll only be able to buy 1. Next will be Breach. With Breach, you'll be able to buy a Flash or the Aftershock. But if you upgrade to the Bandit, you'll only be able to afford the Aftershock because the Flash is over 200. On to Brim next. Because Brim has the ability to buy some extra smokes, it gives you a bit of a variety of your sort of pistol round buys. But before, if you go with the Ghost, you'll be able to buy either the Molly, a stim and 1 smoke, or say 3 smokes. With the Ghost, if you upgrade to the Bandit, you'd only be able to buy 2 smokes, or a Molly, or 1 stim on its own with no smokes. Next is Chamber. So with Chamber, if you go with the Ghost, you'll be able to buy, say, the trap and 1 pistol bullet, or you might just buy Ghost 3 is the option that you'll be able to get. Don't know why you choose the Ghost and 3, but you know, that's your choice. Other than that, you'll be able to buy the Bandit and 2 Headhunters, or the Bandit and just the trademark on its own. Clove. So Clove, you'd either be able to buy the heal or medal if you're buying the Ghost, or a single smoke. Whereas if you're buying the Bandit, you lose the ability to get the medal, but you would trade that off for, say, higher damage output with the Bandit, and then you'd only be able to buy the heal or your second smoke. Cypher. So you'd be able to buy a trap and a cage with the Ghost, or 2 cages if you would want. But upgrading, you'd only be able to buy 2 cages or a single trapwire with nothing, with no extra cage. Deadlock. So barrier mesh you'd be able to afford on the Ghost, but if you're upgrading to the Bandit, you would only be able to buy 1 sonic sensor. With Fade, you'd be able to buy both with the Ghost, both the C's and the Prowler, whereas with the Bandit, you'd only be able to afford the C's, which, again, you'd lose the ability to have the Prowler for information, but with a higher damage on top of the decay, could be very strong. Gecko is the first one where it dramatically changes. Both Mosh Pit and Wingman are above 200 credits, so if you upgrade yourself to the Bandit, it means that you will not be able to afford any util at all. So that is the choice to make, but Gecko is one of the agents that it dramatically changes their pistol buy. Then we have Harbour. So before, Harbour would be able to buy either the wall or the throwable near sight. After you buy, if you upgrade to the Bandit, you would only be able to buy the near sight. You wouldn't be able to buy the wall. You would only have the cove and the throwable. With ISO on the Ghost buy, you'll be able to buy either the wall or your undercut. But if you buy the Bandit, you would only be able to buy the wall. So you would lose ability to vulnerable someone, but you would trade that off for the higher damage and the better range. Then we have Jet. So Jet, you can buy an updraft for 150, or you can buy one of your 2 smokes for 200. But if you upgrade to the Bandit, Jet is the first agent where it doesn't change your pistol buy at all. So it's actually a very strong sort of upgrade because it doesn't change pistol round at all. Obviously it changes the amount of credits you'll have after, but it doesn't actually change round 1 buy. KO. So with KO, you'll be able to afford either your flash or your molly, but if you upgrade to the Bandit, the flash is too expensive, so you would only have the molly. So whether you're flashing for yourself or support player, flashing for your team, you would lose that ability if you get the Bandit instead. Killjoy is the second agent where it actually doesn't change anything. Both pieces of util are 200, so you'd only be able to buy one or the other with the Ghost, and that is the exact same with the Bandit. The only benefit is if you're using the alarm bot. If it does actually vulnerable someone, the higher damage with the Bandit could be quite strong, but both Ghost and Bandit seem to be medium penetration through walls. With Neon, if you're upgrading to the Bandit, you're going to lose the ability to buy the fast lane, the wall. So, and you'd also lose the faster fire rate of the Ghost. So that's kind of a choice of how you want to play that. With Omen, again, like Brim, you're going to have the ability to buy an extra smoke, so that gives you more options. So with Omen, a pistol buy could be either a blind, a smoke and a teleport, or 2 teleports. But if you're upgrading to the Bandit, you lose the ability to buy the blind, the paranoia, and so you've either got 2 teleports or just an additional smoke. Okay. Then we have Phoenix. So with Phoenix, you wouldn't be able to buy a second flash if you're buying the Bandit, but it would allow you to either buy the wall or the molly. Whereas if you're buying the Ghost, you'd be able to choose between one of either of the 3. With Raze, you lose the ability to buy the Boombot, which is pretty strong. So you would only be able to have a single satchel with the Bandit. It is pretty strong for having the damage and being able to reposition fast, but again, personal preference and how you play Raze if you like the Boombot round 1. Reyna is going to be very strong because yes, you lose the ability to purchase a flash, your actual Leer, but knowing most Reyna players, most don't buy that round 1 anyway. Most will buy the heal, which means you can pretty freely upgrade to the Bandit, which does mean that you'll be able to have the ability to heal, ability to dismiss, and the extra damage that the Bandit is going to bring. I didn't add this to the 4 where it doesn't change your pistol round buy because she can still buy the flash, even though most don't. Sage, before you'll be able to buy either the wall or 1 slow orb. The upgrade will mean that you'll only be able to buy the slow orb and you'll lose the purchase of the wall on round 1. With Skye, you'd either be able to buy 1 flash, a dog, or the heal, but if you upgrade to the Bandit, you'll only be able to buy the heal, still having the initial flash, but you'll lose everything else. With Sova, you're not able to buy the drone round 1, so if you're buying a Ghost, you'll be able to buy 2 shock darts, but if you upgrade to the Bandit, you'll only be able to buy 1. With Teo is the third agent where it actually doesn't change your round 1 buy. You're not going to be able to afford the drone, so the choices are between the stun or a second missile, and both are either 200 or lower, which means if you upgrade, it's not going to change your round 1 buy. Same again with Vito. So this is the 4th one. Vito has either the teleport or the choke, the trips, which is both of them 200. So if you are upgrading to the Bandit, it's actually not going to change what you're going to buy around 1. With Vito quickly, again it's the same as Fade. If you're buying the choke, which does decay, it will also allow you to be able to play off the higher damage with the decay. with that on Viper, Snakebite, the Molly is 300, so you're going to lose the ability to buy the Snakebite. Depending if you are a Viper main, if you know Viper lineups and you can create one-ways with the orbs, or given the fact that that's all you'll be able to buy, the decay going through the orb will be even stronger with the higher damage. Vice. So with Vice, you'll be able to either buy the wall or 2 Razor Vines if you're on the Ghost, losing the ability to purchase the second Razor Vine. So either one Razor Vine or the wall on the Bandit purchase. Then we have Waylay. Waylay is unfortunately like Gecko, where all the abilities are actually too expensive. So if you do upgrade to the Bandit on pistol round, you're going to lose the ability to purchase any util at all. And then lastly is Yoru. So before Yoru, you'd be able to buy either a clone, 1 flash, or an additional teleport. Now all you'll be able to afford is either the clone or the teleport. So there are 4 agents where there's no changes. That's Jet, Killjoy, Teo, and Vito. And then there's 2 where you're not going to be able to afford any util at all, which is Gecko and Waylay. I'm leaning into making more content this year. I kind of fell off at the tail end of last year. But hopefully this is helpful. You can let me know who you're maining at the start of the season, especially considering the fact that Breeze is back. I will be making a video on Breeze as soon as it is out. And yeah, feel free to like, follow, share, all that other stuff that people say to plug themselves. And it'll be interesting to see how good the Bandit actually is. The main thing that is going to change your pistol round is the gun actually consistent? Is the fire rate, punishing because it's slower? Is the damage at range that much better that it's going to be a consistent buy over the Ghost? That's all just time will tell. But no, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and thanks for stopping by.